Founding suspended former Tory Deputy Chairman Lee Anderson has taken another turn, as GB News exclusively revealed earlier today that Mr Anderson held a secret meeting with Reform UK leader Richard Tice at a Holiday Inn a few miles from his Ashfield constituency. Now, our investigators were unable to find out if this were the first time Richard Tice has ever visited a Holiday Inn, being, I think, by nature more a Claridge's man. However, hours before the meeting, it was revealed that Mr Anderson refused to rule out the possibility of defection. But at this early stage, and with a general election just around the corner, would this be an intelligent move for Mr Anderson? Well, let's go to my panel, criminal barrister and former Tory MP Jerry Hayes, and the author and broadcaster Michael Crick. Michael, you know elections and by-elections better than almost anybody in the country. Would you advise somebody, as a general rule, if they want to stay in Parliament, to defect to another party?
No, indeed, I've advised people not to defect. There are very few cases of people defecting. There are one or two, but there are very few. I mean, Douglas Carswell, when he defected to UKIP, but that was for a by-election initially. Dick Taverne in 1973. One or two others. It's very unusual. Now, Lee Anderson, I mean, I think what he said was appalling, and he should be thrown out of your party and should not be elected back into Parliament again. I think I've long said he's an accident waiting to happen. I think it shows appalling judgment by your leader and Prime Minister that he was brought into the party. But Lee Anderson, I actually said I thought he might be one of the few red wall Conservative MPs to retain his seat, because he probably has a bigger personal following than most, nearly any other MP. But I think even in his case, he would lose Ashfield if he stood for as an independent or indeed for another party.
But indefensively, we all misspeak in political careers. You wouldn't find a single politician who hasn't said something.
You wouldn't say that. Come on, this was the equivalent of saying,
and then he cuts through to voters.
Well, he may cut through to voters, but what he said was appalling. It was if somebody had said that Zionists were controlling the mayor of Birmingham or the West Midlands, you would say that was an appalling example of anti-Semitism. Well, this is the opposite. To say that Islamists, in other words, extreme...
Yeah, but Islamists and Zionists are not the same.
Of course they're not the same, but
that's important.
And it's bonkers. I mean, if that was really the case...
Look, I don't believe Sadiq Khan is controlled by Islamists.
No,
of course I don't think that.
But he was trying to achieve the same effect. It was anti-Sadiq Khan. Your party has been playing on this anti-Sadiq Khan Muslim thing ever since Zach Goldsmith was running against him.
I better bring Jerry in, because it seems to me that what Lee was getting at was that we've had these marches and they're not being properly policed. The police aren't arresting people who are breaking the law. And who is in charge? Who is the Police and Crime Commissioner for London? Sadiq Khan.
If he'd said that would be a fair point, but he didn't. He would never have said those things. I don't believe he was being racist at all. I just thought he was being stupid.
But don't we all misspeak in political careers? We say things that...
We've all done it, but you wouldn't say
no,
that.
I wouldn't have used...
Of course you wouldn't have
made that particular mistake. I'd have made other ones.
Well, not as bad as that. And then if you had misspoken, you'd have apologised. Yes. The trouble is with dear old Lee, and I've done his programme, he's a very nice guy, and he's not stupid. If people who just say he's a bit dim, they're wrong. He's a bright guy. He knows what he's doing. However, if as a party we appoint somebody because he just speaks directly, he will speak too directly. And we knew, as you said, it was going to happen. It was going to be a disaster.
But don't voters want politicians who say what they think?
Well, yes, as long as it's not offensive.
Well, you've just told us he wasn't saying what he thought. Well, you can't have it both ways.
Who's the barrister around here? I do the cross-examination of mob.
I asked not
do it properly. You're the journalist.
Well, fortunately...